reefer louder than a speaker. Yeah, my niece is hanging with the Beatles. If you ever find a better keeper, 30 savvy cameras for the sneakers. Going out like Arthur Benny Siegel.
Hello. Welcome back to WWTA Gaming. Thank you for returning back for another episode. This go round, and you've probably seen by the title, we're going to talk about some of the games that I'm most excited for the year 2023. We're thinking about, looter shooters this year. Not too big on MMORPGs, being that there's a few possibly coming out, but they don't seem to be as strong looking, but we might get into those as well. And not to forget the racing side of games. But just jumping right in, I want to start with the first title, which is Wayfinder. It's a looter shooter. It's a team that's working with Digital Extremes to produce this game. They're using a lot of different things that I guess they've gleaned from, Warframe. So, yeah, whatever. But just checking it out, it says, explore your way. It goes on to say, on every hunt and expedition into the gloom, you'll discover new locations, beasts, and materials. You can use them to craft new weapons and gear to awaken powerful new wayfinders. You can collect every weapon and housing item, read every book, and discover all the locations to complete your atlas and increase your mastery. So why am I, got this on my anticipated list? So, it's to me, we're looking at another looter shooter. We're looking at different heroes that you can use. We're looking at they're saying hunts and expeditions. To me, this just sounds like dungeon crawling. You're crafting your own weapons and gear, and you're basically leveling up your hero to be, I guess, how you would envision your hero to be, while taking on these different hunts and expeditions. So that's why it's made it on my list so far. Goes on to say you can control the chaos. You can customize every play experience by stepping through a doorway of endless adventures with the help of a mysterious device known as a Gloom Dagger. Each adventure has a unique modifier and challenges you to conjure and control, customizing what you hunt and gather. So here clearly, we're just talking about dungeon runs. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. One of the main reasons that I played Warframe was for the fact that it was pretty much just a dungeon crawling looter shooter. Once you got used to the madness and craziness, it could be very fun for the sake of running through these dungeons and running these missions over and over again. For years I played it. So obviously you can actually play that game relentlessly. But one of the reasons why I'm not playing it is because I was hoping that the game would slow down some as they started building story, but it's just kind of a crazy madhouse, and it's just always stuff bouncing off the wall left and right. And so, and with them packing so much into the game, I mean, you don't know where to begin or where to end. So for new players, it can be very hard. So trying to bring friends into the game just became, so whatever. I know we're not talking Warframe, but, being that this game is forged between two companies that, one of being Warframe and the other one using their, not so much assets, but their way of building, I guess, and concept of gaming. But anywho, sounds pretty good, right? It says, become a wayfinder. Wayfinders are born of the gloom, but sworn to push it back to reconnect humanity. Wielding arcane magic, mystical tech, or cunning weapons, only wayfinders can slay the invading forces and push back the gloom. It says customize the way you fight by choosing your weapons and gear and augmenting your powers with the echoes of your fallen foes. Customizing your character, right? Is this not a part of looter shooters that we like? Being able to customize your character and to challenge these adventures or dungeons over and over again, seeing how powerful you can become and destroying these different enemies and so on and so forth. So Right, it's an anticipated game that I'm looking for in 2023. It goes on to say explore and collect. Endless exploration and new seasons will have you busy with hunts, expeditions, and events. Discover new locations, beasts, and materials that can be used to craft weapons and gear to awaken powerful new wayfinders. So Cliffhanger looks to me like they're going to be creating more wayfinders or heroes, whatever they choose, to continue the game's growth, right? So we're going to be looking at endless exploration, meaning that they're going to continue to produce these hunts or expeditions. And they're going to be constantly producing these new wayfinders or heroes or characters that we'll be able to customize and play the way we would like to play the game. So it already is a good sign that this game can have longevity based on the simple fact that they're planning to continue to grow out the game by creating more and more content, which could be an easy thing, could be a hard thing, I don't know. But dealing with Digital Extreme is very if you look at, like I said, I hate to do it, but if you look at Warframe, they have a star chart. And in that star chart, you have numerous dungeons left and right all over. And a lot of them look the same, obviously. But it's always something different about them. And plus, they have modifiers and everything else. So again, when we look at this game and them working hand in hand with Digital Extremes to produce this game, you can see that this, in my opinion, speculating here, that's why it's anticipated, is that this might be a slowed down version of Warframe that I've been waiting to see. So yes, I'm anticipating playing this game. Whew, wow. All right, let's see what else is going on. So the wayfinders that exist now, we've got one called the Seeker, Wingrave, and it says Wingrave is a Templar clad in spell-forged armor and sustained by his faith in the Architects. He's a natural leader and true champion, always ready to defend the innocent and to smite the forces of evil. Sounds like a paladin, a holy paladin. If you played World of Warcraft, then you've already understood the paladin. And this sounds to me like Wingrave is a holy paladin. What else? They have a tactician, Silo. It says, swift and precise, Silo makes every shot count. Born into a family of smugglers, he spent his life running under the radar and challenging tyrants. Now he's using those same skills to fight the gloom. Silo loves long odds. The greater the challenge, the greater the thrill. Sounds to me like, what would we say, dwarves on World of Warcraft. The dwarf race pretty much were builders, and they used tactical weaponry, they were builders. So it kind of sounds like that. So to me, looking at this now, looks like World of Warcraft meets a little bit of Warframe, and we've got a little clash happening here, right? That's, again, anticipated. 2023, I'm excited to see how this game turns out. The Shadow Dancer Nis. It says, Nis is kin to the shadows, and darkness serves as her weapon and her cloak. She is one of the deep Eldrin, an ancient people who now serve the malevolent precursors. When Nis and her clan challenged the precursors, her family was wiped out and Nis escaped into exile. Deadly and swift Nis cares little for humanity, but she has sworn to destroy the precursors, and the Seekers can help her take her revenge. Sounds to me like we're looking at, the Shadow Dancer Nis. I would say we're looking at the rogue class from World of Warcraft. It apparently looks like, maybe this team of developers were probably looking at other games when they were creating this, and they probably just kind of mushed all of these different game types together, because from what I'm seeing here, it kind of looks like a mixture of games, which is a good thing that developers are doing stuff like that. We have one here. It says the champion Sinja. I'm going to say Senya. It says, before the Clume swallowed the warrior, Senya was the greatest gladiator in the history of the Imperial Arena. She is the last of the Iron Sisters, a league of warriors from the distant dominion of the Seven Winds, and she smites her enemies with both storm and steel. So here we're looking at a warrior class, the champion Senya. We're looking at a warrior. So again, it's very reminiscent of other games, right? Or multiplayer role-playing games that we might know of. Ooh, we have the War Mage, right? There it is. Kairos. It says arcane power flows through Kairos, and he can unleash this force to devastate his enemies. He's the last survivor of a forgotten civilization, a wizard who transformed his flesh into pure mystical energy. Though his people are long lost, he's sworn to keep the gloom from destroying the world that remains. So we have what? An arcane mage. This is definitely World of Warcraft meets Warframe. I like World of Warcraft, and I used to love Warframe. So when you combine those two games, I'm anticipating and excited to see Wayfinder in 2023. So, hey, this is the first game on my list of most anticipated for 2023. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.